So I sold into Beyond Meat just a second ago, just calling BS on this rally. I think all of these rallies are just going to be selling opportunities. So sometimes you just got to grab your, you know what? So I sold it another 2,000 at 112.20 into that rally. And now we're at 111.85.
So Ali asks, why not take profit a bit every day, Mark, on Beyond?
Well, that is the struggle. And, hindsight is 2020, and that would have been, the thing to do. But in the meantime, it's on a 6-month low. So if you keep getting out and then now let's say you miss getting back, it's easy to see, wow, this is really rallying. And, in hindsight, if I'd done that, I would have made a lot more than waiting for this low, even, at 50. This is what kind of happened with Upstart, where it kind of went up on me so many times and then failed. This is kind of going down so many times and failing, but you can see it's still making kind of new lows. I don't kind of trust the way this thing just opened and went lower. Sometimes you want to see a greater incursion into that previous bar. So this is an area where, there is support. Okay, this is just really annoying.
Why do you want to see a greater incursion into the bar?
It's not why, it's just what prices do. And I try and visualize how to me, the market is a dance. They do a dance around price action. So you can see this is where kind of the unchanges. So I always look at how does a market, act around, the unchanged level. Does it go down lower and then back through unchanged? And you never want to see that kind of price action. That is, and so you can see we just opened right at the high. And I kind of felt like when you see a bar like this, again, I was talking about run or what have you, you want to see a kind of a greater incursion into that. It's an instinct. I can't explain it. It's just a feeling of how much into a bar, you should expect prices to go. And so you can see that we've got this low here. We kind of got there. And this is what the markets do. They create these, bottoming things very insidiously, just by opening at this high looked suspicious to me. In terms of, so if you look at this every day, this thing has bounced higher. But in the meantime, we're on a 6-month low. So that if you're always trying to duke it out and get those $2 moves, then you kind of, and this is the push and pull of trading. It's, how much space is enough space where it's ready to fall. It looks like it's, making a new low here and it's ready to go. And then it does another push and goes sideways. So it's, to me, I'm kind of looking at the bigger picture, and I want to have a position on and have a cushion. I know that it's going to be these, giant, moves back and forth. But if you're always kind of selling out and then trying to reposition, and then you're getting in at the lows and then it goes higher. So, I've kind of just got an objective and a visualization, and I just want to be here for the bigger move. Now, obviously there was a lot of money to be made on all of these thrusts and parries in all of this, but that's where it gets, if you're trying to, play these markets on a $15 time frame, that's where, you start losing, you start over trading, you start, so, is this a double bottom here? I mean, this is a great looking double bottom on this chart. And so why is it now, at new lows underneath here? So you could play this game and say, oh, it's a double bottom, I'm going to get long. And then all of a sudden, it's at new lows. So to me, I'm playing the big picture. I see this to 100. I want to have a big position on. And if it goes to 100, I'll make $500,000 or $1 million. And so, yes, I could have, probably made that getting in and out every day, but, very tricky to time getting out, hoping that there's going to be a rally. Because what happens if you get out here and then it goes and makes a new low? Now, all of a sudden you're chasing that new low and then it makes a huge rally. And now so that's a losing game. I try and get in areas and build positions. And if the thing makes a move over 3 days, over 3 weeks, that's how you make the big money. And yes, I could have made a ton of money, getting in and out every 10 minutes here if I knew where it was going in the next 10 minutes. But that's just a losing game. To me, I sold into this rally here. I'd rather just sell into the rallies. So you can see I sold into this rally right now. So my mentality is kind of sell the rallies. And, if it kind of does these, if they do these rallies now, I'm going to just like smack it on the snout and just sell into it. If they want to rally, I'm just going to sell into it. So you can see I just sold a moment ago at 112.20 and we're at 111.50. So let's say, okay, now, I've got a nice profit here in the day. I'm probably making whatever, 60 grand on the day. I get out here and now it goes $1 lower. Now, how do I get back in? Now I got to chase that low, 110.5. Then I get into 110.5 and then it's 112.5. Now you're losing. And so to me, I try and find a place to get in, where I can identify the risk, like run, like CPNG. And, if the market's going to do its thing, but if I kind of get in, in an area where I can understand the risk and I can hold a position. So CPNG, was kind of, going against me, going for me, but I just feel like this is a low risk area. So I'm not going to worry about it and chase I can't get in and get out at every 2 minutes here. So it's frustrating. But at the end, if this thing is trading at 100 and then 95 and then 87, and I've got 50,000 shares on, that to me is how I make my money. And it drives me crazy that I could have made 1,000 plays in between. But that's the, if maybe kind of, 90% of people losing money. And so you got to ask yourself why. And that's really the reason why, is that, they're just over trading, getting in and out on a 15-minute, trading cycle. And this is a great example. So you had a perfect looking double bottom. And I saw this, man. I saw this last week and I knew this thing was going to rally. I mean, I was short here and I could see this forming. I saw the double bottom. And then here you're saying, is this really a double bottom? I was on Friday's webinar watching prices go to new high. And while I was on the webinar, I just sold into this thing. I just went short right here. So my whole thing is selling the rallies now. So you can look at these patterns and, patterns, people will say, well, can't you do what you do on a 15-minute chart or 1 hour? Yeah, you can. But what is the implications of this double bottom mean if you don't understand the 3-year history of Beyond Meat that I just showed you? I feel like I understand the bigger picture. So this is just a ruse. So, for me, this is just, I'm just going to sell into rallies, rather than try and get out on the dip and then you chase it, right? Now I have a huge position. At some point, maybe I could get out of some of it. I do that every day. I unwind like 20% of my position. It gives me a push lower. I get out at 20%. Then when it rallies, I just put it back on. So I kind of play that game. I want to have a core position because otherwise I'm just going to miss it. One day it'll just open up $5 lower or what have you. So that's the other thing. You're getting in and getting out. Then, at the end of the day, don't have anything. And then tomorrow it opens down $8. Now what? Now you got to chase it down there. So I like to, kind of feel like I understand what the big picture is. And we looked at it and then try and make money off the move, the bigger move that is, hopefully going to ensue. And so now we're on the low of the day again. You can see, 45 is 1.3 million.
$1.3 million short.
So popped out a profit for 118,000 there. So you can see how this is going crazy now. You can see how the market just going nuts. I bet like $1.6 million on this position. I'm showing right now $23,000 gain.